another video. This week is, well, it's the day I'm filming it. It's actually May 31st, which means it's wrap up time. I do need to go grab a book in a minute, but I'll do that off camera. I will talk about the books I read in my readathon first. So I managed to complete all my prompts, which I'm super proud of. And as of today, I've read 8 books altogether, which is crazy. I have 7 books on my wrap up on my Bookstagram that I've actually read Heartstopper Volume 4 since then. So let's just get on with the video and we'll talk about my readathon books first. So the first book I read this month, as you saw in my reading vlog, was A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. It's the second book in the From the Nash series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I rated it 5 stars. I will not go into the synopsis about it, but it's definitely my favourite book from the books that is out currently, although I have not read The Kind of Good About yet. I then read Cricket Kingdom because Kingdom of Flesh and Fire started to make me go into a bit of a reading slump. So I then read Cricket Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, the 5th book in the Grishaverse, but the 2nd book in the duology. I really loved it. I didn't let me cry. Like, everyone was like, you're going to cry, you're going to cry. I didn't cry, but I did get emotional, but I didn't cry. Which, if you know me, I don't cry often during books, so it's a very rarity that I do. I rated this 5 stars as well. Absolutely loved it. And then I did go into a bit of a reading slump for like 4 or 5 days afterwards. So then I tried to read, so my original plan was to read a Matt Haig book, and it was going to be Reasons to Stay Alive, but I ended up putting it up on hold because the things that I've talked about in that book hit home really with me, so I just couldn't. So then I decided to read How to Find Love in a Bookshop by Veronica Henry. I rated this 3.75 because I don't use Goodreads, I use Storygraph. I used to use Goodreads, and then I found out about Storygraph, and I've been using it ever since. I actually don't use Goodreads at all anymore. I haven't for like 2 months or something, like 2 or 3 months now. So yeah, it's this. So this one, I can sort of go into the synopsis. It's about this girl that takes over her father's bookstore. And she finds love in the bookshop that she owns, and they like completely renovate it, and it's an amazing story that takes you on Amelia's story to save Nightingale Books after her father has passed away. And that is all I'm going to say for this book, but it was amazing. I then read the All for the Game trilogy, because how can I not read the All for the Game trilogy for the All for the Game readathon? So this was a reread for me. I'd actually only finished The Raven King and Kingsman in January, so it's a really quick reading for me, but it's one I was happy to do. So I read The Foxhole Court, again because I've already rated these before, I didn't need to rate them again, but it was still a 5 stars for me. Raven King, another 5 stars, and The Kingsman, my favourite in the trilogy, another 5 stars. So I'll now tell you about which prompts I used for which books, considering I have changed it since I posted the video. Where's my phone? So I posted it on my Bookstagram earlier, so I'm just going to talk about. So for Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, it was for the yes or no prompt, books featuring some spice, which it is, so yay. Cricket Kingdom, the foxes found family trope, it is, so yay. How to Find Love in a Bookshop, it's You Gave Me a Key and Called It Him, a book set in your hometown or country. It's set in the Cotswolds, UK, so set in my country because I'm from the UK. And that's actually set in England, and I live in England, so that worked perfectly as well. The Foxhole Court by Nora Sakavic, Pipe Dream, Enemies to Lovers, it is. Well, the whole series is technically like that, so it does feature it. I think I says it works, it's my readathon, I get to choose what it works. So in my mind it works. The Raven King is I'm Fine book featuring some mental health, which this one does. It also talks about therapy and actually going to therapy and like other issues that have gone on, and I think that worked perfectly for this one. And the Kingsman is Andriel, which is which is Angel books featuring an LGBTQ plus romance, which it does, because the main romance is an MLM romance in this series. I then read, and wait a second, I have to go with the books. I'm back, so sorry, I just had a phone call from my granddad. But, so the last book I read before today was Shuggy Bean, which was a birthday book club book that I'm on in Bookstagram. So, this is really hard to explain how I feel. So the way I've been describing this is as a Marmite book. You're either going to love it or you hate it. It's a historical fiction featuring an LGBTQ person. And it's like this person's life story. I rated it 3.5 in the end. I was going between 3.25 and 3.75, so I was like, let's go for middle ground and rate it with 3.5. So Shuggy Bean, that's the character's name. It's literally you're going through the life from Shuggy from 1992, and then you also go back in time between, so you're going from 1981 all the way back to 1992 again, and that, so you're just following Shuggy's life, and you have like a couple of other characters like his mum, his brother. You also get his point through at some point, so you go between his life, hence it's historical fiction. But yeah, that's my thoughts. It's okay if you like historical fiction and you like it's like learning about someone's life, then definitely read this, but it's not for everyone, although it was the 2020 Booker Prize Award, so, and it was the winner. It just wasn't my cup of tea. And then I just finished today Heartstopper Volume 4. If you know this series, then you're following Nick and Charlie, who have started a relationship. And it's a graphic novel series by Alice Oseman, and I just love it so much. This one heavily features mental health, specifically, and I'm going to trigger warning section here, but eating disorders, who then, like, the eating disorder leads to anorexia, and also you find out he has OCD because he has been diagnosed with anorexia and OCD when he got checked into a mental health, what's I can't pronounce the word, psychiatrist ward, I don't know, my brain sometimes thinks too quick for me to think of the word. But yeah, so this is the fourth one in an installment, although I think all of the graphic novels are out on the Tapas, where Alice originally released them all, but they're all slowly been coming out. And it's just this beautiful graphic novel kind of like section. And also at the back we got the Teachers mini comic, which is actually really cute because they've just got together and it's hell of a cute. So yeah, it's just, and also I love this part at the back where you actually have like information on all the characters. Yeah, so you know, information like that on all the characters, and then you also have what I love that Alice done in this book, towards the end on the author's note, but she also has mental health resources right at the back of the book, which I thought was amazing. So yeah, that was the books I read in May. I'm hoping to maybe get one more like really small book in today. If not, I might just start one of my books from the June TBR, which I'm mostly doing on my Kindle this month because I'm doing a BitTok TBR takeover, or author, so it's all indie authors. I will talk about that in my June TBR video, which I'm going to film in a minute. So that's it for this video, guys, and I'll chat to you all later. Bye.